Hello everybody, it's me, the local Tamer. Today we'll be going over one of my other decks that I had managed to create after getting my boxes. That is the purple Lilithmon deck. Lilithmon is one of my favorite Digimon. She is, once again, a Savers Digimon, which is my favorite series. She was one of the primary reasons I even bought into set 1. I was initially just going to wait till set 2 so I can get Shine Greymon right off the bat. But I learned they had Lilithmon, and I saw what she did, and I was really intrigued on how to make a deck working with her. So here is the build. So for babies, we are going to be running 4 copies of Pagumon, who is the current go-to Digitamer right now. This will be replaced by Myotismon when he comes out in 1.5 later next year. He is just a decent baby that says, when attacking, you can trash the top card of your deck. This baby really helps out with being able to fill your trash pile, as we have several, both of our megas look for around 10 cards in the discard pile or trash pile, whichever one we're calling it this time. And it triggers while attacking. So we'll be milling the top card of our deck every time we swing, so long as this is in our Digivolution line. And we are also running 1 copy of Viomon. That's an awful name. But this is the baby version of Itmon. Its power is, during your turn, while you have 5 or more cards in your trash pile, this Digimon gets 1000 Digipower. We're only going to be running 1 copy of him. He really doesn't play into the game too much. He's just there right now waiting until we can get Myotismon to make Myotismon the main guy, and then move Pagumon down to 1. For our rookies, we are running a playset of Itmon. Itmon is a 3 casting cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 1000 DP. This is on deletion, trash top 3 cards of your deck. Again, this deck does revolve around needing, at minimum, 10 cards in your trash pile to activate various effects. He has no inherent evolution skill, but as I said, we're going to be targeting and deleting and needing cards in the trash pile in order to get various effects. And a large amount of this deck is delete your own creatures to get various benefits. So we're playing 4 of him. We are playing 4 copies of Tapermont. Tapermont is a 3 casting cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 2000 power. He has no inheritable skill, but he does have on deletion, trigger, draw 1. So he lets us, on deletion, we can swing. If he gets deleted on the swing back, we get to draw, or we delete for various effects in the deck to also draw 1, letting us go through our deck super, super fast. Next up, and our final bit for our rookies, we are running 4 copies of Gabumon. Gabumon is a 3 casting cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 2000 DP. He does have an inheritable skill of on deletion, trigger, draw 2, then trash 1. So we're breaking even by drawing 2, discarding 1. So we get no pluses in him. We do just flat out break even. But we are going through our deck in 2 different ways whenever he's deleted. He's probably going to be the primary deletion target if we can make it happen, because he lets us draw, which cycles through our deck more, and he lets us put stuff in the discard pile to let us get it for later use. So he is the primary rookie we always want to try and play if possible. Itmon being a close second, and then Tapermont being later on down the road. In the champions, we are running 4 copies of Viomon. Viomon is a 6 casting cost champion Digimon with a 2 cost Digivolution, 4000 power. He also has the skill Retaliation. It says if he's deleted after losing a battle, delete the Digimon that it was battling. And he also gives Retaliation as his inherent skill. He is probably one of the better and primary, if you don't need a blocker, champion level Digimon for the deck, because he can suicide into, say, an Omnimon or any of the Megas, and then take them down with them when we need it, or he inheritable skill lets our other ultimates go into swing upward and take them down with him. So we're running 4 of that. Running 4 Viomon because Viomon is our blocker. He is a 5 casting cost, 2 Digivolution cost, 6,000 blocker that just says 1 attacking, lose 2 memory. We're never going to be attacking with him, not unless it's just a swing to the face for the win. In any other circumstance, he is there primarily to block, if the only reason is for him to block. Rounding out our champions, we are running 2 copies of Wizardmon. Now, I did have to go back and forth on this because I really liked Raremon. Raremon being the 5-cost hard cost champion. Mostly because of his on-play skill of Reveal 3. But I found I needed to draw more, so Wizardmon went in over Raremon. Wizardmon is a 4 casting cost, 2 Digivolution cost, 4,000 DP. It says on your turn, all turns, if you have a yellow Digimon in play, this Digimon gets retaliation. And then on deletion, draw 1. He has no inheritable skill, but again, if we need to delete something and we don't have a Gabumon or any of the rookies that let us get more cards into our discard pile or draw, we can always delete Wizardmon because if you've seen the show, he's like Leomon. He is there to die for you. But he also gives us a draw card whenever he dies. So that kind of outweighed Raremon, in my opinion. Plus, he's 1 less on casting cost. So I decided to go with just 2 of him because we're really just trying. The champions are really there to be Devimon and Viomon. But again, Wizardmon does give us deletion bonus of draw. So I figured he was worth at least 2 copies. Moving into our ultimates, we are running 3 copies of Chimeramon. The deck did change quite a bit in some play testing I did. So he's a 7 casting cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 7,000 DP ultimate. It says on play, so when you hard cast cost him, you may delete one of your Digimon to delete one of your opponent's ultimates or level 5 or lower Digimon. He has no inheritable skill. So we got to casting cost him. We get to delete we have already discussed the plethora of things we can delete. Any of our rookies gives us bonuses, and Wizardmon gives us a bonus for deleting them. And on top of that, we also get to delete an opposing ultimate or an opposing champion or lower. For that reason, I had him originally at a 2 of, but he just proved too valuable at some points in games to where he needed to be the primary focus, so I bumped him up to a 3 of. Next up, we got 2 copies of Myotismon. Myotismon is just big. He's a straight big beat. He costs a little bit less because he's a 6 casting cost, 2 Digivolution cost for 7,000 DP. He has no skills, no inheritable skills. He's just a big beater. We can use him for Chimeramon if we want to. Again, I've already said what you should be targeting with Chimeramon. Again, Myotismon is really just here as a placeholder at the moment. I will probably be putting in Lady Devimon as soon as she comes out to replace Myotismon and the next card we're talking about. But till now, we don't get her. So till now, we'll be using 2 copies of Myotismon. Rounding out the ultimates, we will be running 2 copies of Whereguruman. He's a 7 casting cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 7,000 power. He does have an inheritable skill of while attacking once per turn, you may delete one of your other Digimon to unsuspend him. So you can inherently get a draw or get more cards in your discard pile. We've already said what we were using our rookies and champions for. To unsuspend and swing again. This comes very good in the megas, particularly the offensive mega we'll be using, as he hits quite a bit. And again, he gives a good inheritable skill, but truly, Whereguruman is much like Myotismon. He's a placeholder until we get Lady Devimon. I do like him. I think he's a good card. I just think Lady Devimon is better suited for this deck when she comes out. Maybe after I test it, he'll go back in, but he's good right now, most definitely. But I just think Lady Devimon's going to make this deck just keep going further than what it already is. So we're only running 2 of him right now. This may change later on down the road, though. For Megas, we are running 2 copies of Belzemon. Belzemon is a Mega level Digimon. He is a 12 hard cost and a 4 cost Digivolution, 11,000 DP. His ability is, while you have 10 or more cards in your trash, your Itmon can Digivolve into this from your hand for a memory cost of 4, ignoring the Digivolution requirements. Meaning, Belzemon can Warp Digivolve so long as you got an Itmon on the board, and you have 10 cards in your discard pile, which will be very easy to do in this deck because we are deleting and cycling through so many cards. And he also has the ability of when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon, so he goes after a champion. More than likely your Leomon. But he is our offensive Digimon. He can just swing in, he can work Digivolve, getting him on the board very, very quickly for very, very low memory. He is our primary swinger. And next we get to the nice lady, which is our title card, which is Lilithmon. We are running 4 copies of Lilithmon. Lilithmon is a 12-cost hard-casted Mega with a 3-cost Digivolution. She is also 11,000 power. She has 1 Digivolving. If you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you may return up to 2 purple option cards from your trash to your hand. She also has the skill of on your turn, once per turn, when you use an option card, gain 2 memory. So she will never attack unless it is much like Viomon. She is purely there to either swing for the win, or otherwise she is not attacking. No, she is there to let you cheat at your option card cost. She is absolutely fantastic. I love playing her. As I said before, I'm a huge, huge Savers fan. So being able to play one of my favorites from the show for multiple reasons, she was my favorite. I think she was one of the better villainesses in Digimon, and I just really liked her design. And in this card game, she's translated so well. She gives you so many options. She is our primary Mega. Not our primary offensive, just our primary. She's who we want to get out first to be able to start abusing option cards to put the tide of battle permanently in our favor. We're running 4 of her. Tamer and option cards. We are running 4 copies of Matashita. Matt's a casted 4 hard casting cost. That says, start of your turn, if you have 2 or less memories, set your memory to 3. And on play, return up to 1 purple Digimon card or purple option card from your trash to your hand. So he is letting us dig into our trash when he comes into play for either a Digimon, whatever we need out of there, kind of toolboxing whatever we need. And he lets us be at permanently 3 memory when it's the start of our turn. Should we be at 2 memory or under. His security skill is play this card without paying the casting cost. So, without paying the memory cost. So, he puts himself into play if we manage to get him for free. Otherwise, he just lets us dig around in the toolbox in the deck a little. Option cards, which we have a lot of. You're playing 3 copies of Darkness Claw. Gaining 3,000 power is pretty important in purple deck because purple, much like yellow, runs a little low in terms of digipower. Its security effect lets us gain 2 memory, But why we're running so many copies of this is because with Lilithmon, we actually gain a memory for being able to play it. Otherwise, it's a Hammer Spark, which is good because purple needs a Hammer Spark because we have some pretty heavy cost to play things. But with Lilithmon, we actually gain memory and a damage bonus, making this just an invaluable card. We're running 3 copies of Night Raid. This is a two memory cost card. With Lilithmon, we get to play this for free. And its main effect is play 1 purple level 3 Digimon from your trash without paying its memory cost. Any on-play effects with the Digimon do not activate. Its security skill is just trigger this ability. So we're playing 3 of these because we have a lot of level 3 Digimon that let us draw when they're deleted. Or in Itmon's case, let us fill the trash pile even more so we can toolbox stuff out of here. Night Raid lets us toolbox any of our champions out of the trash pile once we delete them to put them back on the field, just so we can delete them again for even more advantage. We're running 3 copies of Trump Sword. Trump Sword just is a 7 cost memory card option. With Lilithmon, it is only a 5. It just says straight up delete an opponent's unsuspended Digimon. Its security skill is activate this card's main effect. Because of Lilithmon, this card is even more invaluable because it's only 5 cost. It just lets us straight out delete someone immediately. And its security cost also lets us delete somebody immediately. It's just amazing. I keep it at 3 because I only have 3. If I could, I would bump it up to a 4 of. It's fantastic. And then rounding out the deck, we are running 2 copies of Heat Viper. It is a 5 cost memory option. With Lilithmon, it's only 3. We can delete. Its effect is you may delete one of your Digimon to delete up to 2 of your opponent's champion or lower Digimon. And its security effect is add this to your hand. It's a light skill of Chimeramon. It should be considering this is Chimeramon's primary signature attack. With Lilithmon, we only have to cast it for 3. We can target all sorts of our rookies, get an additional bonuses because of this, and then just profit off of knocking out a champion or lower that we could use. It can eliminate a blocker. It can eliminate 2 champions, 2 champions lower. So we can clear the board of blockers, or we can clear a board of anything nuisance like an Agumon line, or anything that can lead into a good Omnimon line. Just helps us clear that out immediately. Early game, we could still play this early game for a 5 cost and still net some profit off of this. It just kind of sweetens the deal to have Lilithmon, but all option cards are kind of sweetened up because of this, because of Lilithmon. So that is my purple deck, guys. I hope you enjoy it. By all means, leave some comments. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll be back on the DigiFarm raising some new decks. This has been your local Tamer. Have a good day.